fungible idiots, don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's all every day. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't celebrate. We're the zero holders, so that's what we say. Zero holders, that's what we say.
Good freaking morning, boys. Mega GMs. Get it started the right way. All right, man. Okay, trying to get live everywhere here, everywhere now, including retake. Good to see you guys. Dude, I'm officially like getting fucking nervous. Good nervous. No, not nervous. I'm officially getting excited for the big old stream coming this Thursday. Okay, got like a last minute booking. It's a big one, man. It's a big one. Shit. I think we officially got Yatsu coming on the stream on Thursday. This is gonna be a wild stream. I will announce it tomorrow. All the names, the schedule, all this. But like, guys, Thursday is a 12-hour. It might go longer. I don't know how my voice will make it. We'll make it work. But a 12-hour marathon stream. Again, official announcement tomorrow, but Yatsu's just locked in. Crazy. That's some crazy shit. And it'll be awesome. That's a guy I wanted to talk to for years. Guy who helped like the idea of the metaverse like really click for me. A guy who I imagine we're very much on the same page with NFTs, you know, like where they'll be 5-ish years from now. It'll be a fun chat. He's like an NFT bro, right? And I know he's bullish on him. Even I think Yatsu, I want to say end of 24 had predicted that 25 would be bigger than last cycle. And I just want to get that perspective on how he sees the markets now, how he sees NFTs. Wonder if anything's changed. I bet not. Let's do some quick GMs and we'll get to the show. Fuck, I kind of hope today's shorter. It might not be. But as you can imagine, probably a lot of prep to do today for the week. China, good morning, dude. It's good to see you. Let's see. Hoods is here. It's good to see you, man. Musty, good morning. Great to see you, brother. Rocky GM, sir. Appreciate you, man. CJ's here. Good morning, sir. NFT addiction helpline. Fucking amazing. I need it. It's so ridiculous buying 4 freaking NFTs this week. That's gotta stop. That's gotta stop, man. I haven't checked out Monmelio's. I've not mentioned anything on Monad, and I know that's probably a mistake because I know people making money on NFTs over there. So probably should check it out. Hoods has got a new token. Great retard. Kojo, thank you for bringing that up, Choina. Kojo, no show. Kojo didn't show up. Kojo's the bro who, not infamous. Good morning, man. I don't think I said GM before. Yeah, Kojo's the guy who came in with a prediction 2 months ago saying Bitcoin 12, 13, we'd see an all-time high. And look, believe it or not, I don't know. I believed we'd, if we weren't at all-time high, and as we got closer to the date, it seemed just less and less and less likely, right? But as we got closer, I mean, I still thought we were going to see the Santa rally start. That said, you know what? We should look at past years and see what Decembers have looked like. I remember like both sides. I remember like December's being dead as it is now. And I remember some Decembers, you know, really picking up some steam. I remember actually, and I'm probably getting like, it's probably getting clouded by how NFTs have performed. Like some years NFTs have been really, really spicy in December when end of year used to be the very slow time for NFTs. Couple years that wasn't the case. I'm thinking back to like FX Hash in 2022. Oh God, that was 21. That was 21 FX Hash, the beta launch and all that, right? I'm thinking back to the Trump NFTs. God, guys, did the Trump NFTs launch December 21 as well, didn't they? That wasn't 22. It was December, end of December 2021 was the Trump NFTs. Yeah, dude. Interesting. But again, it kind of clouds how I remember the crypto market, how Bitcoin performed. We should check that. I believe Bitcoin's been a pretty mixed bag in December's, but yeah, definitely worth taking a look here. All right. Again, we're live in all those spots. Abstract. We're live on Retake. We're live on X. Where else? PUMPFUN and YouTube. YouTube is home base though. If you're new and watching any of those other places, come over to the YouTube side and subscribe over here. It's at NFTLDR, or just look for Inside NFTs. Funny enough, there's actually another channel named Inside NFTs. I don't think they post ever, or it's been like years, but there's actually, yeah, see, there's an Inside NFTs there. Either I stole his name or he stole mine. I'm not sure. He stole mine. He stole mine, motherfucker. No, actually, hang on. I stole his. Yep. I stole his name. What can you do? Solana breakpoints in the bag. Man, I wish we could do a whole recap. And by the way, the big stream on Thursday, the goal was, I think I mentioned yesterday too, the goal was to do a recap of 2025. And I will do that with the individual projects coming on, right? I want to talk to them about their year and what's coming beyond. And I got just some great projects coming, guys. I'll even go down a little part of the list. VPay's coming on, Arbus is coming on, Big Will's coming. Maybe a drop. Well, I think I've told you guys, Yahoo Finance is coming on. There's some other big names too. I'm not going to spoil all of them right now, even if I did probably yesterday. God, I can't wait. But I want to ask them about their year. How is 2025? What do they think about the market? And maybe not even market talk, but what do they think about 26? What are they expecting? What are they excited for? But I wanted to do like a review of our year and the biggest moments and the biggest stories and actually rank them. And if I don't get that in on the Thursday show, and with how packed it's getting, I mean, I've got like 25 guests coming on this thing. Andrew, good morning, man. It's always nice to see you, sir. With how packed it's getting, I don't know if I'm going to get the review in. So I'm thinking the following week, which might actually be better. I'm thinking next Thursday. Oh, next Thursday. Guys, is next Thursday Christmas? Is Christmas the 24th or 25th? I think Christmas is the 25th. Yeah, I think. I didn't grow up doing Christmas. But I have kids and I do it now, but it's like it's not baked in my head. I don't know what day Christmas is. I think 25th. That's probably a good idea, Hoods. New Year, because I'm going to stream New Year's Day and I'm going to stream New Year's Eve and I'm going to stream Christmas Day, right? I stream. We don't take days off. Funny enough, that'll tie into that internet article we looked at. It's next Thursday. Okay, so it is the 25th. All right, so shoot. Maybe we'll do the year review on the 26th. I just expect the show to be kind of quiet. Or, well, maybe not. It's just going to be dead on Twitter. We know that it is now. I'll keep you posted. Look, either the 26th we'll do the year review, or, dude, I think my family would hate this, but whatever. I could totally see doing it on New Year's Eve and us doing like a marathon stream New Year's Eve too. And we cover, again, the whole year, top moments. We do one of those ranking chart things that I love. We rank the top moments of the year. That'd be fun, man. We might. That'll happen, right? That's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Where's my fucking... hang on. Whatever. Trying to find my AirPod case. I got to get these bad boys charged. I'm going to be locked in today. Anyway, that's coming. It's probably not going to happen on this Thursday show. I think it's just going to be too busy. First hour will just be us hanging. What's up, Gary? Good morning. A virtuals review next. I don't know if I'm going to do... Well, I think for me, a virtuals review will be part of it. I don't think I'll do an individual virtuals review. I think it's just going to be a because I think virtuals is such a big part of the story. So it'll be in the year review. Actually, for me, virtuals is probably going to be like a top... It'll be a top 10 thing. It might be a top 5 thing because it's going to be subjective. I think virtuals is I think it's a big deal. Shit, man, maybe we do a virtuals ranking. I don't know. Actually, here's an idea. Maybe I do that with Big Will when he's on. He's our first guest on the big stream, so maybe Big Will and I will review top moments. Yeah, we'll see. Why am I talking about that during Breakpoint? Whatever. Breakpoint's over. It seemed awesome. I would love to review everything that happened there, but truthfully, there was a lot. Frank's dead on here. There was a lot that happened or was announced at Breakpoint. Really good stuff. Breakpoint's legit. I should say not Breakpoint. I mean, yes, Breakpoint, but Solana's a monster. Solana may be one of my biggest misses, as in, like, you guys remember when Solana didn't exist and then did? I faded it back then. I didn't think Solana was anything. I didn't get it. And then I just got lazy and didn't dive in. And the people I'm very close to, a lot of our team actually is hardcore Solana bros, and they got it. They were bullish. I just never, I never dug in. I should have. Hey, what's up, Confusion? Good morning, man. Oh, Nunya, you made more than me yesterday, so there you go. And that's, dude, facts. I think we'll Pudgy Penguins. I think the Pudgy Penguins thing is such a nothing burger. I love Pudgy Penguins. Dude, what the fuck? Okay. I don't like today. I don't like this. Somebody's fucking with my chair last night. I'm all off, dude. I don't like those punk NFTs. We'll talk those too. Love Luca, love Chef, love Pudgy Penguins, love Abstract, love everything about everything there. The end. That simple. And so cool announcement, I guess. Pudgy Penguins on the Las Vegas Sphere. Cool. Hard to not like it. Also hard to think that matters much. And how much does that cost, dude? How much money have Pudgy Penguins made? I'm like, I have no concept of what they've made and what they're spending. Henry brings up a good point often. These partnerships, and I think he knows, I'm hoping, these big partnerships that these Web3 brands are making with, like, the McDonald's and the Arizona Iced Tea and the Crocs and the, Pudgy Penguins partnering with everyone. These are not those brands paying Pudgy Penguins to do these things. It's the other way around. I believe, and I don't know, but I believe it's Pudgy Penguins paying them to do it. And so here's Pudgy Penguins paying to be on the Las Vegas Sphere next week, which, again, awesome. But as we've learned, it doesn't move the needle. Also, I've had this debate with Henry too. I don't think the goal is moving the needle, moving floor prices, moving, any kind of price action in these things today. It's not about that. It's about, I think it's about making your brand part of culture, the end. It's about having it, like, top of mind for, I don't know, because Henry was asking why toys for little kids. It's about, God, I hate to say getting them early. It's not that, but it's about making their brand recognizable. And so, like, part of his argument was, well, why does it matter? Why does it matter that you're putting the brand on all these things that maybe don't feel like they belong? And I'm like, it's just to, you put them on certain things, like on race cars. You do this because the parents, the adults, have the money. They buy the toys for their kids. Their kids now know the brand. They know the memes. They use the memes. And so then their brain quickly goes to Penguins if they're looking to buy a little toy, looking to do right. It's like it's. I think it's just kind of traditional marketing. And like, man, Pudgy Penguins are phenomenal at it. But I don't think people should be expecting that it moves the needle at all, price wise, adoption, anything. But also, it's not about that. It's about making the brand big. And I think the payoff for this is down the road when Pudgy Penguins IPO, because I think that's where they're heading. I don't think, I know. Pudgy Penguins are heading to an IPO for probably Igloo Inc. And that's where the payoff comes. I think that's the moment. Like, they've got their secret war room and they've got their roadmap behind the scenes that we don't know about. And I think that's like their North Star. It's Igloo Inc. IPO. And what do they do to get there and make it as successful as they can and have the valuation be as high as it can be? And it's this is the stuff that's all leading up to that. I believe. I love CBB, by the way. This guy's great. When do we say to burgers that no one gives a single shit about their sphere in Las Vegas? You could tell us now. It doesn't matter. It's pretty cool, and it doesn't matter. Fuck, I'd rather be inside the Sphere. I want to go see a concert there. I want to go see that Wizard of Oz, reimagined for the Sphere thing. I think that's cool as hell. But like outside, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. And beyond that, nothing. I don't know. I don't know. If you're a holder, do you rather they take that money and they find a way to drive it back to you? And I mean, like literally give it to you? Or do you rather they do stuff like this and try to make your club feel exclusive and cool and whatever? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'd rather they're doing cool shit at the end. Knowing it doesn't mean anything for the value of my Pudgy. Musty, I'm curious to hear from because Musty was considering getting a Pudgy Penguin. Dude, it's $500,000 to be on the Sphere for a day. What? Just a little more for a week. Oh, dude, come on. And around Christmas or on Christmas Day, it's $1 to $2 million. Where do Pudgies have that kind of money from? I'm actually really curious because yeah, toys sell, but they paid to get the toys made, and they pay to get the toys on shelves in certain chains, right? Pudgies are paying for that. I don't know if they're making money off the toys. Also, this is me talking out of my ass. I have no idea. I could be wrong about every single little bit of this. Pudgies could be making like just piles of money. I hope they are. But I don't think that's how it works. So here's Pudgy's now on the wow, dude, come on. Pudgy's now going to be on the Las Vegas Sphere. Floor price down to 4.7 ETH. Oh yeah, China. I didn't know that's your hometown. It's been a real shit day. Past 24 hours. There was the shooting at Brown here in the States, and then there was the shooting in Australia, and I think 10 people dead there. Yep. Targeted a Hanukkah celebration, so it was like it's like a terrorist attack. Yeah, I'm sure people have seen by this point, and there's footage everywhere of it. But yeah, 2 guys opening fire on the beach where there's like just this gathering of Jews, and 12 now. Damn, dude. The footage is wild, dude. And there's like, here's what's crazy. It's, I believe, some Pakistanis who were, the shooters. And you have a hero of the story too, man. There's a hero of the story, a guy who tackled one of the shooters, like tackled him, disarmed him, ended up getting shot twice too. That's what it looks like right now. I think he's gonna be okay, but he's a Muslim guy. Muslim guy saved the day. Awesome. Real cool. But yeah, horrible story between that and the Brown thing. And the Brown thing is crazy that the only footage they put out of the guy from Brown is footage of him leaving the building. And you only see him from behind. He's wearing all black clothing. So you have no idea who. That said, and people are going conspiracy theorist with this shit. The Brown one especially, right? People are like, come on, you got 800 cameras on campus. 800 cameras on campus, and that's the only footage you got. And then I saw somebody like, what was it? Autism Capital, saying, why are none of the students who were locked down for like 5+ hours, like into last night, they still didn't have the guy, and kids were still in lockdown in their classrooms, guys. Fucking insane. But I saw people saying, why are none of the students posting on X and doing this? And man, weird. That's not weird, but I don't think it's weird people aren't posting on X. I think it's weird asking why students aren't posting on X. Oh, get out of here. Okay, a fruit and veggie store owner from your burb is the hero. Literal hero. I don't care who the hero is, as in it shouldn't matter what they are, their ethnicity, whatever, their religion, whatever. But the fact that it is a Muslim guy, I think is awesome. Like, I know people who straight up dislike Muslims, and even if they don't dislike, they talk, they you know what I mean? Like, it's like okay to say, like, blanket statements about Muslims. It sucks that we're there still, but we are there still. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of glad it's a Muslim hero. You know what I mean? Attacks on holidays. Yeah. You know what's weird, man? What was it, like 2 or 3 years ago? This wasn't like a terror attack, but up where I live, which by the way is like negative 15 degrees right now. It's fucking freezing here. But there's like a holiday attack, right? There was like a Christmas parade and you had a guy drive his truck through like the parade, ran over like, I don't know, 10 people, 20 people. It was crazy. That spooked me, dude. I didn't want to send my kids to like parades and shit after that, right? World's getting weird. Like China, it's the most obvious thing. And it's weird that there's a lot of people out there who just don't care. They don't, you know what I mean? Like they'll generalize. And like so many things, like okay, like SBF and Do Kwon and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I get their side. I kind of get it. I think it's one of those things when people generalize about that certain group of people. I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, dude, it's shitty 24 hours. And I don't know. I don't see any of that getting any better anytime soon at all. I think we're broken. COVID broke us. The internet broke us. I think it's the internet more than anything. And not that I think internet's a bad thing, but I think it's the internet. I think it's the internet. And I think the internet's the thing that saves us too. I do. I think the internet is the thing that fixes a lot of this. It's AI and it's blockchain. For real. For real. I believe it. Oh, good shit, Musty. Nothing beats the first snow of the year, dude. We had ours a couple weeks back. We got a foot plus. Fucking awesome. Still out there. Yeah. Musty, how old are your kids again, dude? I think yours are little. You got the little ones. My son's back from college, so I got a full house again. Full fucking house again for the next month. So Thursday's gonna be interesting. I think there's gonna be some like chaos in the background. I gotta try to be kind of professional. All right, I'm not gonna stay on the awful news of yesterday much because this is a place to get away from that, I think. Bruh. I think I forgot you have 4 kids, dude. It's time to snip Musty, I think. 8, 6, 4, and 2, bro. Crazy. I saw a video yesterday. It was like a reaction video. This couple who has like a 3-month-old baby, and then the girl finds out she's pregnant again, and it's just like having them that close is crazy. And I'm like, dude, my kids are like that too. My girls are 13 months apart. Yeah, they're 13, not even 14 months apart. It was really quick turnaround with that shit. Also, girls are awesome. All right. Quick look at the market here. I don't know that we get deep into this today. Again, I think today's a little shorter. I definitely want to talk shit about that internet article. I want to talk shit about the Zeneca article. I want to talk some shit today. Yeah, Musty's on the Musty's on the 2-year cycle. Yeah. That's amazing, dude. What's up, Retake? Good morning, man. Good to see ya. It's been a minute. I'm back. Got a little lazy with checking the box and pushing the stream to retake. I'm back. The retake crew is cool. I like them. I don't know how many are on the team, but they're cool. Anyway, Bitcoin 80. Oh my God, 89. Bro. I don't know, dude. I think it's what we were expecting, just to range somewhere around here. I mean, even after fucking FOMC last week, we talked about it enough yesterday, but fears that there could be rate increases next year, which there's not going to be, but just like we're not in a good spot. We, was thinking we could see that scenario that pushes us to the low 80s, somewhere even in the 70s, maybe. I don't know. Santa rally. I think I also said I'll bet on it because I just want to take a side, but I don't feel it. I don't feel it in my plums. I'm not feeling that Santa rally. And I hope I'm wrong. I think a lot of the stuff going on in the markets today. I'm sorry. No, let's back that up a little. I think a lot of the stuff going on, not in the markets yet, but the actual building. Look at everything at Breakpoint. Look at all the institutional adoption that's coming. That's here, but also coming like in a big way next year. I don't think any of that's priced in. I don't. And I think it'll mostly only be priced into Bitcoin and actually maybe Solana now. I don't know. Feeling pretty good about Solana now. Anyway, ETH trying to hang on to 3K. BNB's at 889, Ripple $2 even, Solana 131. The 1010 Fallout, man. Yeah. Yeah. Could be that. Probably that. Probably a lot to do with this. I still think this might be the biggest reason. Right? 1010 Fallout. So we heard whispers. We heard whispers that some market makers got like decimated on 1010. Biggest liquidation event in the history of crypto, right? 19-20 billion dollars wiped out. And we never saw the fallout, right? We never saw it. We heard that there was going to be some fallout, but we never saw it. This might be the fallout. Now here's the deal. People are so quick to share screenshots and put their spin on it. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is true. Wintermute dumped 40% of its holdings in the last 3 weeks. I don't know if this is just them doing what they always do. They're market makers. I don't know if this is them exiting the market, liquidating, or if this is them. I don't know. Was Wintermute a casualty of 1010? That's the question. Cutie thinks another dump. I fear it too, bro. Musty. This week, taking profits. Wait until January, February to take any good trades. Yeah. That's what I'm excited for, dude. That's it. And that's very soon, right? I don't remember if this was via an executive order or what, but over the summer we had news that retirement plans can allocate to crypto. And we're talking trillions. Like, we're not talking some tens of millions. We're not talking some hundreds of millions. We're not even talking, a few $1 billion coming to crypto. We're literally talking about trillions, which is hard to even fucking fathom. But that's what it is. That's literally what it is. And that's money that's not going to leave, right? In a retirement account, you allocate some of your paycheck to it, and they are investing that money, and you don't withdraw. There's tax penalties. So it just kind of sits there, just kind of chills for years and years and years. A lot of that money's coming to crypto, and it's not leaving crypto. And I just start getting excited about what that looks like with Bitcoin specifically, just Bitcoin, which we know is capped, which we know is just different. Man, hard to not be excited for that. It's hard to be bearish next year because that starts next year. So what I can't remember is if it's law already and it's just not, these retirement plans have not started allocating. Well, let's ask Grok. All right, let's see. Like, that might be law already. It's just not started. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, maybe it was the August thing. Executive order encouraged expanding access to alternative assets in 401ks. Okay, so maybe there's an executive order to encourage it. I don't even know what that means, but okay. Well, we're waiting for more, I guess, to your point, more official things. Okay. Yeah, we'll find. It's funny because you can have executive orders that don't make a thing law. Like Trump's strategic Bitcoin reserve executive order, I think was something like it was an order to look into the creation of a strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? Like it might have established it too, but it was it's like a plan to look into it and then eventually implement it. But yeah, it feels like it's a 2026 narrative. And it feels like, it doesn't feel like, I gotta believe when that happens that things get pretty fucking like, you gotta see that actually in the market. You see how you'll see it in price. You will see it in price. Again, we're talking potentially right? Trillions. I think it's something like 60 trillion invested in retirement plans. I think it's something like 60 trillion. If 1%, like 1% comes into crypto, 45 trill. Okay. Was a little high. But come on. If 1%, yeah, that moves the needle a wee bit. Executive order makes the policy official because Biden was aggressively against crypto, but a policy is not law. Oh, I love it, dude. Love it. Yeah. Yeah. 7 trills and nice. It's a small slide. I mean, of the actual retirement, like total, I guess, like account or investment size, whatever. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine that. Like, we're talking about 3xing the total crypto, market cap or TVL or however we measure something like that. We're talking about like crypto will look very, very different. And that's one of the things that puts us on that path. We're already on it, but the path of Bitcoin getting to $1 million. It'll be $1 million. That's one of those I don't believe I don't think I believe. I believe Bitcoin to $1 million. I believe it. That's like my North Star. Hard to see it not happening, you know? Man, that's fucking shocking though. You know what I mean? Like, man, Pudgy's at 4.7 ETH. And dude, guys. Are we going to see Bored Apes under 4 ETH? Are we going to see Bored Apes with a 3? Like even this week? I got to see how many are listed. I mean, thin floor, but also who's buying, but also we could be, guys, like really, we could be like 3 or 4 or 5 listings away from the number 3 leading the Bored Ape floor. That's not crazy. We probably are going to see that. We might see that in December. Then you have RWAs, tokenization of everything. Man, I love it. Ordinal's prediction stands. You get your laugh today. Ordinal's prediction stands. In 5 years, we see a Ordinal's collection with a 1 Bitcoin floor. It stands. Nobody's buying, dude. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't be buying. There's very little I'd be buying. And I'll say this, that even is CryptoPunks right now. I don't know if I'd be buying a CryptoPunk. If I had 30 ETH, and they might be under 30 ETH now, I'm not sure I'd be buying a CryptoPunk right this second. I think I'd take the Musty plan and apply it here to NFTs. I think I'm just waiting. I think I'm just chilling. I think I stabled up at the right time. I mean, of course, could have been earlier, could have been better, but I was happy to exit. I still am the least exposed to this market I've ever been, other than when I was out of this market. And I'm happy still sitting. I just need to not FOMO into some nice looking NFTs, some art. Need to not do that again. But I'm okay with it. Whatever. Where are punks? Where are our crypto punks? Well, let's see. Let's go 7 days. 26 ETH floor or so. Let's see. Hang on. Good comments here. As soon as you could stop doing ridiculous. Wait. As soon as you could stop dropping ridiculous money to Bored Ape owners, that was the signal. Yeah. I think the next play, the next move, whatever. Okay, I don't even know if this is a real thing, but Luca talks about giving Pudgy Penguin, what is it? Pudgy holders access to ICOs. We know the ICO meta is going to be big. Actually, you already have Kook saying the ICO meta is already cooked, like over, right? If you haven't realized yet, ICO meta is over. Fogo got clowned so hard they canceled their sale. I don't know if they were ever really going to do a sale. I don't know if that was a marketing stunt or what. If you guys didn't see, we talked about this just a couple times, but that Fogo chain kind of came out of nowhere. It's like a privacy thing. Yeah, that's it. That actually, Musty, that's exactly it. I don't think I'm going to do it, although I should, but I'll circle back. So ICO thing, Fogo was either a marketing stunt or maybe he's right and they got clowned and they dropped that idea. Now they're dropping tokens to like their users, right? I still think ICO is the meta for next year, at least to start the year. That said, let me peek at Monad too. But you do see a lot more stock talk on the timeline. And I think a lot of guys have already been into stocks for a long time already, but still a lot of people hear crypto's the first time like trading in any kind of market and they're learning stocks. They're learning the stock market now. But I'm kind of wondering here, right? So Pudgy Penguins or Luca, I think wants to give Pudgy holders access to ICOs. But how interesting would it be if he could open doors for their holders to get access to IPOs? Is that a thing? Right? I think some stocks are offered in like to private groups. You know what I mean? Like I saw somebody tweeting that he got into SpaceX already. So like that's a thing. What if Luke is able to do that? That'd be spicy, man. Dude, you're down on Monad. If you got in the Monad pre-sale, you're officially down. That's brutal. You were down weeks ago too, but for the most part, you only lived underwater for like a couple of days. But we're back there for now days again since December. So we're 2 days, 2 days now that you're down. Yeah, dude. Yes, Jets. I think that's still one of the wildest things that we still don't know the truth about, that whole Las Vegas thing. We weren't talking about that. We were talking about the new shooting down in Australia and then also the Brown University one. But dude, the Las Vegas thing I think is one of the shadiest, craziest things that we don't know. I don't think we know the truth of that at all, other than I think it leans in what you're saying here. I have a buddy who was there at the festival, was there for the concert when it was going on, and he was all good. But yeah, pivot to stocks, pivot to crypto. I still would love a crypto punk, by the way. Confusion. I have a buddy who makes most of his money in stocks, whether it's options or just buy low, sell high, crushes. Dude, love that. Yeah, it might be time to pivot back to that. I have a couple accounts I opened up in 2019, 2020, and I was trading like companies who do psychedelic therapies. So I was buying those stocks. I wonder what they're worth now. I wonder what that stuff's worth. I should peek at those accounts. Probably nothing, but also maybe. That'd be cool. I think equities are just about done. Maybe hang around all-time high to end of year. Then Q1, Q2, 25 to 35% pullback. Yikes. Wow. Doesn't feel good out there right now at all. At all. What platform would you use to create NFTs on Sol? Converting pics to family pics to NFTs to wallets. Gotcha. Gotta be on Sol. I'd almost think base for something like that. But either way, I don't know. I would just do it through Magic Eden. I don't know if it matters much. And I'm way less familiar with the Solana ecosystem, which is a big old problem. I got to learn. I got to really get into Solana one day, 5 years later. But, Luna, good morning, dude. It's brutal. Dude, my Milu meme is down. Not dead. Not dead. We're threw $40, $30, whatever in it. We'll what's up, Gravity? Come on, you could throw the G. I know it's not good out there, but it's good here with you guys. Yep, dude, Jets, yep. Oh, I didn't know the Khashoggi. I don't know how to say his last name. I didn't know that was like a year after. I didn't know that. Yeah. That the Vegas thing, I think, is one of the craziest things we've seen for fucking sure. I agree. ETH is the place for NFTs. Yep. I've gone down that rabbit hole of that Las Vegas shooting, and it's a deep, dark rabbit hole. Whatever the story we got, it is definitely not that. It's definitely not that. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that, man. I didn't know. I didn't know. Wow. Yeah, but the official story of the Vegas thing is not real. That's not real. Okay. I hope we get follow up on this. I wouldn't be surprised if that story, that narrative was true. That Wintermute got absolutely wrecked on 1010 and maybe is like out of the game. They're still right. They're still the market maker. But if they really are 40% lighter now, I did that for you, Luna, then yikes. Also, does it mean there's now a hole where, another market maker can come in and be that, is Wintermute the number 2, the second biggest market maker? Or were they 1? I think 2. But that just means there's now opportunity for someone else to come in, I guess. We're getting news. I'm going to go check Polymarket, but that we have another name in the running for Fed chair. Kevin Hassett was, the guy. Actually, I think we were all kind of sure it was going to be him, but Kevin Warsh's name was thrown out. Man, Solana all the way. Okay. All right. Respect. But I think regardless of who it is, it's going to be a Trump guy. And I think they're going to crime the shit out of this next year in a way that's good for us. I certainly hope. Kevin Warsh, known for pushing for faster rate cuts, aligning with Trump. And this is actually good. Was a Fed member during the 2008 financial crisis. Good. All right, let me jump to, I'm going to come back to this because I still wanted to, dude, that Ben Roy article. Oh, did you guys notice on X, we have like these different like trends and metas and shit, like the kind of content out there. Have you noticed it's the article meta? Have you noticed that? It's the article meta. There's like a pushback against the AI slop, rightfully so. Now now it's articles. Not that it ever wasn't articles, but now it's everybody's doing articles, and they're shit. This is not shit, by the way. This is a good write-up. But I'm reading these articles. Actually, we did one live yesterday. We were reading the Pudgy Penguins, why they're going to enter the league of CryptoPunks, and I read it. I'm like, God, this is dog shit. Also, to the guy who wrote it, hope you keep writing and get better, and like that's all that matters. Do a thing, just keep writing and keep writing. Yeah, do it, Musty. That's the new thing. Everybody's writing articles now. The only thing I don't like about that, like, still, everybody should do it I don't know, whatever. Some of the guys will stick with it and will become great writers. Right now, you've got a bunch of non-writers that are writing articles, and they're just not good, but they get a ton of eyeballs. But the Ben Roy article's good. I just think it's silly. This thing got 3+ million views. I mean, Breakpoint now has got everything on Solana. Right? Like everything. Everything is coming on Solana. Everything. Every product I've seen on every other chain doesn't mean there's traders that there's users for those products yet, but Solana's looking kind of serious all of a sudden. Well, let's see. Let's see if the users go there. As of right now, and this is fact, man, people building serious products move off of Solana onto something like Base because they don't like the user base there. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, exactly, Luna. People who've tried to launch legit stuff on Solana end up leaving. So like nobody holds the token, nobody uses the platform. Like everybody's just there to flip token, get out. And so they move to Base. And I don't know how long that lasts too, because I'm just like, well, then Base attracts all the shitty action too at some point. I think just would make sense. So yeah. Anyway, this article 3.3 million views, and I still think it's silly. I think it's so I don't know, man. I think it's so silly. Just talking about like spending too much time online and that balance and there's an addiction there and um and it's usually the younger generation who's talking about we were born on it. It's been our whole life, and now people are wrestling with how much of their life they want to put online. Real fucking interesting thing there though, dude. It's like so like I've talked about this before. My kids are not like okay, also born online. They're online all the time, but like I assumed then when the metaverse thing was happening and then the NFT thing was coming up, I thought they'd love that shit. I just thought it was natural for them, right? I just thought that would be like remember we would always say we don't have to explain it to them, they'll just get it. Well, it's true. They get it and they don't like it. My kids don't like VR stuff. They're not interested in AR. They're not interested in metaverse. They think it's gross. They think it's they're like they almost sound like a boomer where they're like scared of that future. They don't want it. What if we might have like a really worst case scenario? Fuck, dude, I wasn't live on Abstract. Now I am. What if we get this like worst case scenario where okay, birth rates just going down and down and down, right? Like birth rate's scary. What if we have like the low birth rate thing combined with like the young generation that doesn't want to go online anymore, like actually like starts rejecting it, starts like going back to flip phones and landlines, and it's weird. They use the internet different. They do like like Snapchat. Some of them Snapchat's their only like social media, and it's just to chat with their small friend group. It's not posts out there for everybody. Some is right, but like they use the internet different than us. What if they reject the whole thing? What if we just need to onboard more people? What if that never comes because there's nobody left? The kids reject it, and there's nobody new being born. And well, tell you what, that's where AI comes in. It is. That's where AI comes in. We'll just be trading with fake people, you know? I don't know, man. Okay, either I'm like a online addict in denial, or I think this is just so overthinking this. And also I get that some people really, really do struggle with like an online addiction. Fuck, maybe it's me. But I've always lived online. I've never felt the struggle. Ever. Ever. And that's not to say other people don't. I used to think I wasn't addicted to nicotine, and I used to not be. I could vape and I could stop and not touch it for a year or two or infinitely, right? And now it's different. Now I'm addicted to nicotine for fucking sure. And for at the beginning of this new phase, like I've been vaping now for like 2 years. When I started, I didn't think I was addicted. And then all of a sudden I just didn't stop because I didn't want to. And now I think it'd be a struggle to stop. But like the online addiction thing, I think is real. But I think we're just being too serious about it. Fucking online is a great tool. It's incredible. Ooh, I think I like Gravity's take. I'm going to jump there. Nobody wants to have kids because you don't have the time to farm likes and clout on the internet. Yeah. What's up, Benny? Good morning. Normies don't like crypto. No, they don't. No, they don't. It's still got that stigma, but more than that. Okay, it's even worse. Okay. There's nothing worse. Okay, it's really fucking weird. They don't like crypto, and it's not just that they think it's dirty, right? Because that's one thing. If you see crypto and don't want to touch it because you think it's gross and dirty, like think of how gamers look at crypto. To them, it's dirty and it's scammy and it's like not pure. That's a fair take. But what's worse than that is if you think crypto is like cringe and it's off-putting, like there's nothing cool about it. And that's where they are. I think most people are actually there. It's not that they need to like understand it. It's that they just think it's fucking nerdy and it's not interesting and it's like lame. It's kind of harder to win people over when that happens. And I think that's where most normies are. It's just lame. And you can't attract them here with wins now. That used to be the thing. No matter what you think about crypto, if you can make somebody some money, they're going to come try it. So when it was easy mode, it's easy to onboard people, right? You're going to love the thing that, you can wake up in 24 hours and your $10 is now $10,000. You're going to probably like the thing. You don't get that now. That's not a marketing thing you get to use now. Doesn't exist. And there you go too, Choina. That's the exact thing. They never like crypto until they do every time. But the until they do was always, you make some money, you're going to like it. If it's easy money, you're going to love it. It doesn't exist now. We got no way to onboard people now. Crypto is like, it's like lame, it's dorky, it's gross, it's not cool. And even less cool now with the institutional stuff coming on board. And now it's like stuffy. And now it feels like rigged. And now it's like scammy, but with a suit and tie, right? Used to be scammy. It was like, like fucking DGen scamming you. Now it's like the suits and ties. It's the president of the world scamming you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think normies are coming for a minute. And I get it. I get why they wouldn't. We got to make them some money, man. We just got to make the normies some money. Then things can become cool real quick. You ever see like an actor or actress who like falls out of the spotlight and they get hated on, and then all of a sudden they got like a whole, like, I don't know, like rebrand, and they come back and it's like a whole new thing, and then like people fall in love with them again. You'll have that with crypto at some point. I'm going to stick to the 5 years out thing. I think this is silly though. And by the way, not silly if Benny like struggles with like an actual like online addiction. That's not silly. I just think I don't know. I think people are taking it a little too serious. Yep. Yeah, good take, Choino. Yeah, why would they come? Bro, I got to stay hydrated. Hell yeah, Benny. This is what I do. Okay, I'm planning my show for Thursday. If I'm dehydrated, I noticed on the show, I get a lisp if I'm dehydrated. It's fucking weird. Joe would tease me about this back when we did the afternoon show. I'm like, bro, I don't have a lisp. But then I listen back, I'm like, I do. And it's when I'm dehydrated, I realize that. So I gotta hydrate so I don't sound absolutely fucking ridiculous Thursday. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's also true. What if I'm addicted to nicotine and caffeine? Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Too much too. It actually makes me tired. I'm so addicted to nicotine that I'm like exhausted all day from it. It's not good. It ain't good. Yep. They'll be back. Again, I think the whole space changes again. There will be an easy mode again. Kind of nice tie into Zenika's article. It's just not easy mode. Golden age of crypto's over. I don't believe it at all. I believe that there's a phase that was over. Easy mode's back. I mean, I got Nicorette and stuff. Like, I just like vaping. Because I just like vaping. Also, I love withdrawals. I like pain. So like I like withdrawals. Tricky thing with doing streams though is it sucks to stream and have withdrawals, things that make your head foggy and shit. Cause like I gotta be kind of sharp for chatting with people, right? So like that's where it gets tricky. At some point, I'm gonna have to break my streak, right? We've been going 2.5 years of a video every day. Like every day. But at some point I'm gonna have to kill the streak so I can just go and just withdraw and like good hard reset. You know what I mean? I'll find the time for it. I'm not married to that streak. It's cool, but progress is the goal. Anyway, Zeneca knows what he's talking about, by the way. Like, he's cool. He knows what he's talking about. Was a professional poker player from 2005 to 2021. And there was a golden age for online poker. 2003 to 2014. By the way, I think there's a similar thing here with crypto, and I don't think the golden age is over. I think it's going to be just as long. Regulations were sparse to non-existent. Competition was fierce. They offered huge sign-up bonuses and playing bonuses, and then people learned to game that stuff, right? Very much what we're going through in crypto. A lot of what he's saying is like actually spot on. That's what we had like last cycle, and still do with like airdrops and stuff like that, right? There's a lot of stuff you can game. It's harder to game it because what? We've now been here for years and everybody's better. There you go. Average skill level was low. Back then in poker, back here, bro, I got some stories one day. One day. Like Andrew, newbies I know with 6 figures just like stables for high yield. So skill level in poker back in the day was really low, so easy to make money. That exact same thing in crypto. So we've all been here now for years, and it doesn't matter how seriously you've taken this, right? If you've been online 24/7 doing this shit, you've gotten good. Even if you're not trying to get good, you're just getting good. Even if that means you know the terminology, you know the lingo, you know the platforms, you know how to move money around, like you're way better than you were in 21, 22. You are. And then there's the people who've actually been grinding and leveling up like skills and learning to write code and whatever and making bots and learning to algorithmically trade and all kinds of stuff, man. The skill level's gone up like crazy. Your edge, if you had one trading, is gone. But the thing that's different here, poker's a game and it's a game of skill and luck, but there's a lot of luck, skill in poker too. A lot of the easy wins in poker were eliminated. I don't believe the biggest money-making like skill you can have, I don't think it's gone from here. Which is not just out trading people, like timing your entries, exits. It is that, but it's a different thing here. As time went on, this is in poker, people got better, games got tougher, the amount of skill required to beat the games went up. Simple strategies didn't work. You had to spend a lot of time studying your game, studying your opponents, learning math, learning stats. Yep. Bots and AI programs can play the game theoretically perfect poker. And they got better and better. Yep. Yeah. And again, a lot of this applies. Oh, I like this. I think JP Morgan, who said they thought fair value right now for Bitcoin was 94. Yeah, I think Bitcoin is undervalued right now. Hoods, I didn't know that, dude. Can you send me a link and I'll put it up on the screen? Hoods is a fucking grinder. That makes sense to me. 94K Bitcoin. Oh, I said this like a month ago. This comes from James from Quant.fun. This was really interesting, and I believe him because he's really smart. No, I think it's undervalued. I do. I think it goes lower, and then I think it goes higher. It's like I feel stupid talking about it. No, I think Bitcoin's undervalued for what's coming. So I guess that means pricing in what's coming next year. I think it's undervalued. I think that makes sense. I hope it does. You like that, Luna? I thought you might jump right on that. Undervalued and it's going lower. It doesn't matter. There's so much market fuckery. It doesn't matter, right? It's like all I can do is compare price to what Bitcoin maybe was when it had nothing going for it other than it's just digital gold, you know? And then what it's at now when it's many, many, many more things. And I'm like, it should probably be a lot higher. But what was kind of interesting, okay, so James from Quant Fund said Bitcoin when it fell to, low 80s, people like to say Bitcoin didn't fall to previous cycle all-time high, and that's a level people are looking for, right? That's just like a key level people are looking for. But James said if you factor in inflation, Bitcoin did fall to previous all-time high. We hit that level. If that matters, by the way, I don't know. If well, especially then. What I think's happening now is big money players are shorting the futures to drive price down, buying as much spot as they can to prepare for the influx coming. Luna, let me think if I can. Let me see if I can think through that. I got to think about a market I know, different, better in a way, like a collectible. Like I'm thinking like real physical collectible, something like that, and something that I might have an idea of what it's worth for all these reasons. And then I start look if you introduce some like fuckery, somebody, oh, you see this in Pokemon cards right now, somebody like cornering the market and manipulating the price, right? One side or the other, I don't know, but I might have like a core, I might have a belief of what I think the thing is really worth, regardless of what the price is right now. You know what I mean? And that's me with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's worth more than it is right now, a lot more. But it's also me thinking of what Bitcoin's going to be still 5 years. So that's what I'm always saying. Compared to where I think Bitcoin's going to be in 5 years, I think it's undervalued. Undervalued compared to where it's going to be in a week or two? I'm definitely not saying that. But I mean, yeah, I especially if BlackRock shakes us out since 30K, I will especially think it's undervalued. Yep, fair. Fair. So, but you guys are talking like traders, right? And like I tell you, I'm not a trader. I'm like an enjoyer who's going to be here either way, and I'm just like happy to be a part of it and make easy money along the way. That's my goal. Like I say, I play when it's easy mode. So for me, if I'm saying I think Bitcoin's undervalued now, again, I'm not saying for next week, and I'm not even saying for next year. It's like I don't mind buying some and sitting on it for years. I'm not buying any, by the way. I'm not a trader. But yeah, again, we're talking different games, Luna. Like you're talking trader game, and I trust your instinct there and your skills, right? But yeah, I don't talk trading. Well, so then Luna, are you a believer that Bitcoin is going to be maybe somewhere around 1 million in let's say 10 years, 5, 10 years? Let's even say 500,000. I like that. I'm a saver. Ooh, dude, explain this. Hang on, let me just think of that real quick. People think big red candles are selling, big green candles are buying, but it's generally the opposite. Interesting. Big red candles are selling, but it's the opposite. Selling. Is it like you were saying before, people buying um elsewhere? A different like a derivative or something? Yeah, and maybe I got to refine how I talk about this too. But whatever, that's the whole point of this is so we just have the discussions. But right, I'm never thinking price right now. When I am trading, I'll definitely say I think in a couple of weeks this is going to 3x. Right, I did that with something like Reply Core, where I'm like, I think this is going to like 15 millish or so in January. Right, like we can play that game too. But yeah, maybe again when I talk about it, I don't know how clear I have to be. I know with you guys, I don't have to be. Fuck, man, where were we? Oh, we were on the Zeneca thing. That's right. Okay, there's a reason here. Oh, I think I got you. I think I see. Um, got it. Okay, you're talking about when you should be entering and exiting positions. Yeah, yeah. Big money's buying the big red candles. Yep, yep. I dig it. Let me get through a couple more points, and then I'm just gonna say why I believe this is still wrong and why I think the opportunity is still here in crypto and like really, really still fucking here in crypto. Because he's right about the game is harder if you're trading. I still think the core thing that makes you money in crypto is still here. Um, predict the crypto space is currently around where online poker was in 2012. Plenty of opportunities possible for many people to make it with a bit of work. No longer like shooting fish in a barrel. Actually agree for now. Absolutely agree there too. The easy days of making 10x on an NFT mint is over. Yeah, definitely for now. Abso-fucking-lutely. For years, that's gone. That is not coming back anytime soon, unless something like crazy changes. But that's not coming back anytime soon. Years away. It means to find the best airdrops. It means find the best airdrops to take advantage of them. You have to put in more time and effort than you did a few years ago. Again, yeah. What's not? Oh, now that I gotta see. You gotta adjust your expectations. If you're still trying to navigate this space the way you did a few years ago, you're gonna have a bad time. Yeah, but perhaps where people still need to need a wake up call is the fact that those days aren't coming back. Yeah, I don't agree there. To a degree, I get what he's saying. I do think those days come back. Boy, I do think those days come back. Confusion, I'm not. And when I say I'm not buying NFTs, I did this week because I was kind of stupid. I minted some art because I felt like it. You should not be buying NFTs right now. I would not be looking to buy an NFT expecting to make money. Maybe I'll put it that way. I bought some NFTs because like art because I thought it'd be fun, and it was. But I shouldn't have done it. I do think good times are coming back. I still think ICO meta next year might get really spicy. Right? Combine that with the Clarity Act. ICOs might get interesting. Even if Kook is saying it's done and it's over. I don't disagree there. I think this style of ICO ain't great. Yeah, I like that. I hope ICOs look different. Supply looks different. Distribution looks different. I hope. We'll see. Now, if anything, dude, that maybe speaks to the opportunity I think is still here and is always the core of making money in crypto. It's being early. And in meme coins, it's being early in like seconds matter. And in NFTs back in the day, it could be like days or weeks. You just had to be a little early. But that's the one thing I don't think has changed here in crypto and why I don't think the opportunity is gone. Because like you guys see, I don't know that anybody like would even argue this. If you're early to a thing, and it's got to be the right thing, you got to know what people value. But if you're early to a thing, a good quality thing, you're most likely going to make money. The time frames have changed and how much you can make maybe has changed right now. But I think the same thing that made you money back then that was easier because it happened so much more often and there was less people. But you're early to a thing, a quality thing, you make money. And I don't think that's gone away. And I believe next year we get a lot of those opportunities. So I go to like something like virtuals. We all know people who did exactly that. Ain't good. We go look at something like virtuals, which now we're pretty damn familiar with. And this to me is like the easiest place to do it just because I know it well. But it's that game, repo down to 16 mil. But repo was one we're looking and we're like quality, like different. And one of the easiest things, right? It's got the team, it's got the quality, it's got the product that in other corners is valued like in a certain way. I compare repo to like BitTensor. And the edge here is seeing it early, right? As in we all could have gotten in sub 200K. Well, let's say around 200K. The same thing that worked back then works right now. Early to a thing that's quality that people haven't heard of yet. And when they hear of it, they're probably going to buy some. It still works. It's still here. This thing ran to 33 mil. Again, we all could have gotten in at 200K. I know people who did. And this was low enough for long enough. We could have gotten in at 1 mil and 3 mil and 5 mil and whatever. Like, just to say, there's some really, really cool opportunities here. Still, and next year, the year of ICOs, I think that happens again over and over and over and over. And the big X factor is if token equals ownership and NFT equals ownership, like equity in thing, that's where things could get really fucking silly. And I'm not betting on it at all, but it's where things could get pretty silly. So like all of that, I have all of that in mind when I look at that Zeneca article and where he's saying the game is different. Again, yes, trading is different, but that core thing of being early to a crypto product, I think is every bit the same as it was now. In fact, like, I'm going to say something, I don't even believe it. I'm just going to say it to think through it. But like, is it easier than before? Because there's so much shit out there now that the good stuff really does stand out. Is maybe like, I don't know if that's true right now, but it might be. I don't think it's easier to make money right now, but I'm wondering if it's easier to spot winners right now. And maybe not, because there's actually a lot of quality stuff now. So again, I say it out loud to like kind of think through it, talk through it. But I think that still works. I think it still works. A lot of great products you get easy access to early, especially when things are down like right now. A lot of people are not going to buy the good stuff now because we don't trust tokens. Oh, by the way, things like what was it, like Vector.fun getting acquired by Coinbase and ditching their token? That's the kind of thing that'll spook you, like scare you away from buying even quality stuff. That's why I think ownership, equity, something needs to be baked into coins too, and it can happen. We are starting to see examples of that, so it can happen. But if that happens, that becomes normal. I think really, really crazy shit can come next year. And no matter what, easy mode comes one day again when outside of crypto, everybody's got money. I believe that comes again because it's happened before. We all think they're going to have to keep printing money, dropping stimmies. And again, doesn't mean next year, doesn't mean the year after, doesn't mean the year after, but I'm going to make that bet that sometime in the next decade that happens again. And that during that time, the exact same thing that happened before happens again. Easy money in a whole bunch of places. And by the way, all of this we're talking about looking at the crypto landscape like it is now, not even considering that a whole new meta probably comes at some point, just like agents came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. And I know guys who went from having some okay bags to being basically set for years now because a new meta came along and they were early to it. And I expect something like that to come at any point. Could come tomorrow, could come in a month, could come in a year, but at some point we get a whole new meta of a new thing that we didn't see coming, and all of a sudden it's game on. At some point that's coming again. It always does. And we're lucky that everything's coming on chain in some form. All right, hang on. Let me get Hood's book up here. Wait, Hoods, where's the book? Hang on, maybe this is it. Well, here's a token called Lonely. Every buy, I buy gift cards and send them instantly to anyone hungry alone. That's pretty cool. Dude, I one time invited a homeless guy to Thanksgiving and he came. It was really fucking cool. Awesome guy. I don't know why I was thinking of this. Just the hungry thing and the hungry thing and the turkey. And then after I realized, as nice as it probably was to do, it was probably real fucking stupid. Is that fucking insane? Because I had little kids then too. That was like, let me think, like 8 years ago or something. So my kids were little. My kids were fucking little, and I had a homeless guy come and have Thanksgiving with us. I should have just bought him a meal. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little impulsive, you know? What did English say? Hang on. Oh, hang on. Good to see you, English, by the way. What can be some 26? See, now here's something comes along, maybe. Maybe. But I'm not betting on it. I'm just here. I'm here regardless, so I'll see it when it comes. But yeah, Web3 is fucking dead. It is. And maybe in a couple of years we get something. It's funny, dude. It wasn't till years later that I realized how stupid it probably was. Hoods, I don't see a link to the Amazon thing though. To the Oh, I got it. I'm sorry, dude. It's your very last post. Got it. Our boy Hoods has got a book, dude. It's fucking awesome. Here, let me drop a link in the chat. Is Grandpa Santa Claus? Dude, cool shit. Hope that doesn't zap the link. Hmm. Oh, that's awesome, man. Oh, he was cleaned up. By the way, I met him somewhere. Like I had chatted with him multiple times before, so it wasn't like pull up on the street and invite random guy. But I mean, it was close to that. It's not like I actually know the guy, but like was familiar. Like chatting with him on multiple occasions and just whatever. Yeah, it was probably stupid though. I should have just given him a meal. All right, Zeneca. God bless you, brother. You're not wrong. And yeah, you're not wrong. I'll just leave it at that. You're not wrong. Seneca's a smart guy. Got to meet him once. VCon, that VCon conference I went to was super cool, dude. Right? Like just everybody's at those things. Met him there. I actually, dude. Once upon a time, he was supposed to come on the show. Seneca, I gotta go look back at our message. I don't remember if that was a me dropping the ball. Let me peek. Oh yeah, that's me dropping the ball. Yeah. This is back. Fuck it. I'm a fucking idiot. Thanks for the offer. Let me know when you'd like to schedule. I'm pretty flexible. Said, great. I'll get back to you later today. Never replied. I'm a fucking asshole, dude. Unbelievable. Oh, confusion, dude. This is great. Dude, that's brilliant. I'm a fan. You know what? Remember I bought that Switch while we were live and it got delivered in fucking 15 minutes. It showed up at my house. I don't regret that. That's, I think, my best buy this year. I think the Switch was my best purchase of the year. Best investment. Oh, dude. I want to check the Pudgy's Care Bears. I want to talk some AI too, by the way. I want to look at the Pudgy's. Hang on. God damn it. I saw a tweet I wanted to also chat about too from ICO Beast. I want to check the Care Bears like blind box sale. How that's going. Like those were not cheap for a little. Yeah, check this out. I don't think these are sold out. It's only 2,500 of these. Yeah, I don't think these are sold. They're not sold out. $60 for a tiny. They're probably not showing the number of things sold. $60 for a little keychain. Only 1 in 5 of them. And I don't know if there's more random or more rarity of the Pudgy one, but you're spending $60 for like a chance to get the Pudgy Penguin keychain thing. Which I don't know, man. I did want to get one if it was a full size Care Bear, and if it was just buy the Pudgy Penguin, I might have bought it, but I'm not. Can't do it. All right, I gotta find the I want to find that ICO Beast tweet because he was talking about ICOs, and I'm very curious how the ICO thing works out. There's just some big ones coming. ICO Beast. There we go. All right, let's see. Oh, good shit, dude. Oh, yeah, big W, man. Did you get him any games with that, Musty? PS5 is awesome. I used to be like Xbox guy. I was Sega guy, and then always Nintendo. I think always, right? But Sega guy, never PlayStation, right? It was always Sega. And then when it was PlayStation Xbox, I was Xbox. Never had a PlayStation. Actually, it's not true. I had some I bought years later, like used. I never bought a new PlayStation or anything except until the PS5. So good. PS5 is crazy. Yeah, dude. Yeah. That was wild, right? We go on Walmart.com. This is when Switch 2s were hard to find. Had them in stock, click buy, do the deliver to home. It's at my door in 15 minutes. That was insane. Like while we were live. Dude, Saturn was GOAT. Saturn was awesome. Dreamcast was the best. I love Sega. That was a fun one, man. Benny, that was a fun stream. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to find the ICO thing. I think he was saying ICO. Yeah, maybe this is it. Oh, goddamn. Yep. Um, dude, maybe next year I start the year with some predictions just so you guys can have a good laugh. Solution for ICOs is projects that actually have demand and a working product to raise very little venture money and then give the public access at a 30 to 70 mil FTV. It's not complicated. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Funny enough, core part is this. I mean, it's the whole thing. Everybody launches tokens to fundraise. It's just Kickstarter. Everybody launches tokens. They don't even have a product. It probably would make sense that you have a product and you're already something in demand. And I'm hoping that that happens next year. And I'm hoping that people copy the Caesar play and token equals equity. That would change everything. Wouldn't that change everything? If I'm trying to think of a good example, use whatever company, use whatever Web3 product you like, as the example. If you owning the token meant you owned equity in that company, would that change things a bit? Too extreme. Working product, 30 mil FTV, no venture money, doesn't exist. Saying ICOs are cooked then. ICO summer was all about projects launching with reasonable valuations. Now we get Vapor at crazy valuations. Yeah. This is it. Always thought here in the space, and it's why virtuals I think did so well early. Dial the like incentives or reward structure in favor of the community. Like you don't have to change much. It means like lower your profits a little and dial it in favor of the community, and people flock to that shit. And teams won't do it, man. Yeah, badass. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, dude, I had an Atari back in the days. Oh, I did the knife shopping too, right? I was on that knife streak for a while. That was fun. That was fun. I'm bored of knives now, but I'm dude. I mean, they're sitting on my desk. Always got them around. You know, it's crazy. I'll tell you, this is crazy. This is what happens when you don't leave the house, like me. This is not a paranoia thing. No, actually, I guess it is a little bit. Somebody knocks on my door, I grab a pocket knife and put it in my pocket before I open the door. That's fucking nuts. Like that's not good. But I do. I legit do. Yes, sir. I don't remember which of us is older, me or Choina. I think Choina. I think, but I might be. No, actually, I think me. So we grew up with no. My parents were my dude, ultra religious family. I'm trying to remember when we had an Atari. I might be thinking wrong. I'm trying to think here. Maybe we didn't own an Atari. We were a super religious family. We didn't watch movies. We didn't have game systems. So I'd go to friends' houses and play that stuff. Good luck, Musty. Good luck, sir. English 43? English is 43. Or maybe. I think he's 43. Okay, Choina's got me. Okay. 44. All right. All right. Let's peek at Poly Market. I'm just kind of curious what's going on out there. Oh, dude, I wonder if we got markets. By the way, Gary, I think Gary's wicked inspiring. Gary got me like in hustle mode because he says stuff like that. And I think Gary's totally right too. Man, I wish I were locked in when I was young. I didn't give a shit when I was young. Didn't give a fuck. And I still don't, but I really didn't give a fuck back then. I always worked hard, but I did not look for ways to get ahead and I didn't think the way I do now. And I got so much further to go, but I wish I knew Gary V back then, you know? Because remember that trackpad, the old Nintendo trackpad? I got one of those out in the garage somewhere. Yep. Abso-fucking-lutely, Luna. Yep. I still look at it like for me, like 5 years to do something like cool, like to really push. And still like 10 years after that, but 5 years like of like full throttle push. Yeah, dude, this is like, I'm telling you, this is the boomer group. This is like, yeah. Yeah, do we got any markets on that shitty stuff? Seems like no, actually, which I think is cool. Oh, dude, mice. I think Musty's like 30, maybe even like upper 20s. I'm curious. I forget. That's a bummer myself. 30. Nice. 30's a good age, dude. I remember that. 30's a good age. Luna's 35. Yeah. I remember 30 being awesome. I remember 33 very specifically being shitty, which is like super common too. Apparently, like 33 is a weird ass year for people, which it is. Luna, was 33 weird for you? Anybody else here remember 33 being like not a good year? I think that's like a common thing. 33 is like a weird head fuck kind of year. I don't buy into shit too like that, but there is something to it. 33 was weird. Yeah, it's a weird I remember like looking it up back then, and there's like a very specific thing that happens at 33. Oh shit. Yeah, English. There was a new study. There was a brand new study about like when your brain reaches its peak or something. And it used to be something in that ballpark. And now they pushed it way further, like higher, like way higher. There was a big old change there. Dude, I'm telling you. Yes. That crazy, Andrew. Yeah. No, there's very like 33 was, I would say, the hardest year of my life and like the craziest, like most destructive, just everything around that. 33 was that year. And I remember reading about it, and it was like, that's a very common thing, that specific age. Wow. Damn, Luna. That's crazy, guys. Luna, what the fuck, dude? Luna's like a handsome guy and he's smart. What the fuck? I can't picture Luna dying alone. I don't even know if you got like a I don't know if you got like a significant other. That would surprise me if you don't, dude. But the anxiety thing's a bitch. We talk about that plenty here, right? But like the anxiety thing will fuck up everything. It's weird. Yeah, if you like look it up, there is something to 33. It's crazy. Crazy shit. It's cool too. It's kind of cool how that's a thing. By the way, retake, thank you again. Am I still live over there? Shit. I should be. But it's like a black screen over there. Whatever. Um I don't know. God damn, I gotta write up all my tweets today for the week. I gotta Dude, my dad was a preacher, like a minister. It's the weirdest like upbringing, right? Because we're Jewish, but grew up very like Christian. But my dad was a minister. He would like travel around and talk at churches, but he ended up being a minister for like professional sports. So like he would go like very focused on MLB. So he lived in New Hampshire, but anytime people would come to Boston, play with the Red Sox, he would go down and he'd host a chapel or like a sermon for like the players. It was a cool upbringing. We were always around like baseball players. They would always be at our house. And it was really fucking cool. And like some of them were like big old superstars, and that we grew up around them. We went to like all the games, and especially the AAA games, like in Rhode Island. We'd go to the Pawtucket Red Sox stuff a lot. But we grew up around that stuff, and that's who my dad would like preach to. And it was really fucking cool. And he branched out at some point, and it was just all organic. He would just keep meeting more people, and they would ask him to come do stuff for them. So he started doing it for the NBA too. And then he started doing it for the NFL at one point too. In fact, like when we moved from like New Hampshire to Florida, it was for my dad's health. He's all fucked. He's always been with chronic fatigue syndrome and all kinds of shit. But like there was a player, I think it was on the Jaguars, who like paid for the family to move down. So grew up around all that stuff, and it was really, really, really cool. It was really cool. There's some players like when they'd come to Florida, he still did it in Florida when spring training happened. He'd be doing stuff then. I would babysit a lot of the players' kids. I shouldn't say a lot, but a couple of them would babysit their kids while they were, at their practices and stuff, which was super cool. I was bat boy at a AAA game once too. It was just cool shit. Um, Tell me which three physical human bodies are living in heaven. Um, I'm trying to think if I can remember even one of them. Oh, well, English got it. He's a really good dude, and he's also way fucked in the head. Crazy. Like he's crazy, 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 like depression, anxiety, all kinds of fucked up stuff. He had electroshock therapy when I was a kid. Like they actually like fried his brain. It was so bad. He's had a weird ass life. that guy. He's a really good dude, really fucking good dude. But because he had like all these health issues, then he was put on all kinds of drugs. He's on the craziest, or was on the craziest drug cocktail, like the powerful shit, antidepressants, anti-anxiety stuff. And then he was on, what's the uppity thing? Fucking, like everybody knows it. What's the orange pill, the speed one? Starts with an A. I should know this. I've done it before. God damn it, dude. What's the speed drug? But I think you guys know what I'm Adderall. There we go. Thank you, man. And so on Adderall to counter all that shit, right? And so he was always like this fucking, like, I feel bad for him because I think a lot of his physical health stuff was from being hooked on all those drugs that he was prescribed because, right? So dude had a rough life. But he's the best. Like, he's the nicest guy. Fucking cool, witty, funny, all that shit. And he was really good at public speaking. Like, that always blew me away. He'd be speaking in front of these churches with like hundreds and hundreds of people, and like he was like a natural at that. He's so good. Dude, I'm trying to think, Hoods. I'm trying to think of any NHL players. He for sure knew some, and I don't think he ever did chapels or like, sermons or whatever for them. But it was definitely MLB was the biggest one. I remember his entry into that. He met his entry into that was like Sal Bando or Chris Bando. He ended up like he was great friends with the both of them. Sal Bando, old school Hall of Famer, and Chris Bando was a player and then a coach. But that I remember that being his entry. Actually, he met them in Maine at Old Orchard Beach, one of those two. And then that like opened the door for all of it. It was pretty cool. I don't Jets. I used to. Well, like I fucking partied with it 20 years ago, but I hated it, dude. That shit. I was on Ritalin as a kid, and that stuff doesn't work for me like it does for people who like get high off it. For me, it makes me feel gross, like groggy and sick, and like I didn't like Adderall. I would only try. I would try it because everybody else said it's so great, so I would try it. And then sometimes I would take it with like oxys or something just to like extra party, but I hated Adderall. Hitler for sure. He's talking about who's in heaven. Definitely Hitler. Adderall. Yeah, Adderall will do that, I hope. Yep. I hate that shit though. Feels bad. Yeah. Jets. I believe it. So like when I worked in IT, I would always go around to people's desks, right? Corporate gig. I worked in IT. I would go, do whatever. Working on a help desk, right? And I can't tell you how many people have Adderall just sitting loose on their desk or the pill bottle right on their desk. It's something I always hated about corporate America, how fake it is. Like, the most successful guys are first off fucking psychopaths. Like they are, you've met the C-level people. They're different. Some of them are cool, like, right? Some of them are, their inspiration comes from like religion and their like drive and shit comes from like religion. And some of them, like the psychedelic thing gets them on that path. Kind of the same thing. But some of them are just like that evil fucking psychopath thing. And so many of them are on drugs, and that's how they kind of maintain the pace and drive they got. So many of them. I'm like, and especially like the middle manager kind of stuff. That's where like I'm like it blew my mind. That's where there's like an Adderall epidemic is the middle manager thing. Blew my mind. I looked at him like, dude, that's how everybody stays ahead or gets ahead. I'm like, if you're not doing that, you can't compete. You can't. And then that said, my most productive time in like the corporate gig was when I was like high on painkillers all day. And it made me real productive. I was very good at my job for a long, long time. And it's because of that. Would have been good without it, but that took it up to the next level. It was like phenomenal at that stuff. Yeah, Trump seems like he does. I would imagine. I never tried Coke still, though. I don't think I would. But yeah, I would take Ritalin and an Oxy, and I would crush them up together and then snort them. That was cool. All right, check this out, man. Disney invested $1 billion into OpenAI. We talked briefly about it yesterday. Cool story. Hang on. And then we saw this video. I actually want to play it because it's bonkers and it's like a solid 3 minutes, but it's fucking amazing. Actually, I want to see if the community note's still here. Oh, yeah. Okay, check it out. Let me pause. Hang on. Okay. Project is a non-commercial fan film and tech demonstration. Its purpose is to push these models to their limits and explore what's possible with new tools in visual storytelling. And some fucking idiot replies back like community notes this thing, saying, this isn't a fan film. It was not created by fans. This was generated by AI. Like, those people, like, it's crazy that those people exist out there. It's crazy those people exist out there. This isn't a fan film. AI created it. That's that's a crazy level of retardation. Like, that's crazy. And I love that somebody replied back, you don't get to dictate which forms are fan art and which are not. I like it. Simple. Right on. I hope something like this gets deleted. I never rate this shit. I went and rated that one. It's so stupid. So many people. It's very much like crypto. People who don't get it, who've got these like real fucking firm opinions on it. But again, they don't get it. This person doesn't get AI. Don't get it. I'm going to play it here. I don't think I'd get a copyright. I don't care anymore. I don't care. But this is badass. Give me a heads up with volume when I play it. Too loud, too quiet, whatever.
ここに座るなら何かご注文をお願いしてもよろしいですか？何かお持ちしましょうか？
へえ、お前ら全員死ね。
ピーター、大丈夫？どうしてもこの感覚が拭えない。何か恐ろしいことが起きそうな気がして。本当に今夜行かなきゃいけないの？頑張れ、タイガー。
We got 34 coming over at the intersection of Jennings Street and Prospect Avenue. By the job at advising male assaulted, 6 Hispanic to male black. Took tools from the victim.
あれは一体何なんだ。引き起こせ。
腹が減ったぞ、エディ。
これはマジで最高に楽しい。
Dude, we're entering the most badass fucking period ever for content. For like content about your favorite characters and shit. Like the Star Wars stuff is going to get ridiculous and the superhero shit, it's going to get so stupid. We're so fucking lucky because like Disney's breaking all of it. Disney's ruining all of it. Because the stories suck and like it's just like fucking watered down shit. And it's like, leave it to the fans to make good shit.
こいつ何なんだよ。見た目はベノムなのに、動きがまるで別物じゃねえか。ベノム。悪い夢だよな。あいつら、化け物だ。本当の怪物と戦ってるんじゃないか、俺。
That is fucking incredible. I don't know if the guy put out his tools. Let me see. But yeah, that is AI. I think it looks. Oh, that'd be badass. Do a run on the death of Superman. Oh, that'd be crazy. This is so stupid. That sucks. Draw like a real artist. And mice, yeah, fair. Feel bad for people who've been animating, hand drawing. They'll always have a time and place, and you know what's kind of cool? They can keep drawing and right. They can keep doing the drawn stuff, the hand drawn stuff, and then they can train a model on that. Like there's still a very important place for that in the whole cycle, right? Like, because if you're drawing original stuff, well, then you're feeding the AI like the model original stuff. Your stuff will look different than anybody else's. Use it to, they'll find ways to use it in their process to shorten things up or make their stuff look better than it did before. But like anything, everything's evolving. Everything gets better, or different. But that is just one guy. Wow, dude, that's a one-man show to make that. And it's only going to get easier, but also it's not as easy as make Spider-Man punch Venom. It's like he's got to do the camera angles and he needs to like shape, every part of it. The prompting thing is not easy. This is so like, I thought for a second somebody put actual effort in it. You guarantee that was hundreds of hours. See, like, what's the hardest part? Typing up what to say. Again, it's crazy. People don't know. It's like, I get it. People don't know. I shit on stuff that I don't know, and I try to catch myself when I do that. Like, it's a kind of a natural thing to do. When you don't understand it, well, you don't know what you don't know. So you're trying to like fit your like, you're trying to fit what you know into a thing that you don't. Again, you don't know what you don't know. I get people who are making these crazy ass comments with no understanding. They do think, like, they don't just think, they believe that making something in AI is typing a sentence. They think it's like have man sitting at bar. Right? They think it's have man sitting at bar, have man saying these words, have tentacles coming out of man. Right? They think like each scene is kind of just that. Like, come on. This is crazy. They don't know how much work goes into like basically every frame. I don't know how he gets it all so consistent and the camera motions and all, but it's some models can do the camera motions. Like, somebody thinks he's actually just typing. Now, he's probably editing this too, right? This is not just like one model, probably. Or if it is, hang on, does he break this down?
Angel Cop, this one reminds me of Angel Cop. The 80s and style era.
Okay, maybe this isn't the guy who made it. I want to see what tools he used. Huh. I wonder if the same people would be asking if their cure for cancer is traditionally sourced in a few. That's great. That's great. That's a very good point, Choina. That's a very good point. It's totally true. In comic books, like the guy who colors it is not the guy who does the lines, right? And it's like, yeah, but like the people drawing the art, you're right. They might do like the first shot and then people write, draw the frames between and stuff. It's totally true. Some of the biggest artists, traditional artists, historic artists, same thing. They got their studios. They might put their touch on things, but it's their students who might be doing the, a bulk of the work too. But yeah, Mice, yeah. And just think of this too. When they do that and they, have the model like spit out some new stuff, it's probably going to inspire them. And this is where I think AI is at its best, is when it's inspiring you as a person to create, back in, by hand. And that's going to happen. It's going to be this really cool like loop. Human, inspiring the AI or using the AI to create, the creation inspiring the human to create something new that they wouldn't have thought of, or that they're, it's shortcutting how quickly they got to the idea. It's a huge boost for productivity and also creativity. People saying AI is going to kill creativity. It's the other way around. It's going to turbocharge it. That's so fucking cool. It's so cool. Like, good Lord. I wish we knew what tools. Actually, well, we'll ask AI. Man, shit's just gonna get so cool. But yeah, especially if you're a nerd, we're heading into nerd heaven. All right, let's see what he used. Key tools referenced in their posts include HUDAH, Minimax, HUDAH AI, text to video model, and then Kling. Yeah. I've used Kling a little bit here. I have one thing that I've used on the shows that I've used Kling for. Do I have it here? It's on one of my other layouts. Oh, dude, I haven't looked at these in forever. You guys remember this stuff? Hey, good morning. Dude, I forgot about all those. I used Kling in the predict base video I did. Animated their like avatar, and it was awesome. Had it like raining coins on top of its head. Oh, dude, I gotta throw this into AI. Hang on, what could I throw that in? Oh, dude, I gotta throw that in AI. Somehow that belongs. I don't know what it would be. Me riding the alpaca or me making out with it. One of the two. One of the two happens. But yeah, these are like, dude, it's going to get fucking amazing. I showed the Star Wars AI stuff a few days back, I think. But the Star Wars AI shit is bonkers. Dude, you sound awful. You don't sound good. Damn. I got to stay away from everybody. I can't get sick for the show. Oh, so a favor. I need a favor, guys. When I tweet the show announcement tomorrow, please share it. Please, please, please. It'll come from the Crypto Slam account, and I'll retweet and all. But like, yeah, any love you guys throw on that tweet tomorrow would be fucking awesome. What's up, Marty? Good morning, man. Thank you, sir. It's very cold here, bro. Thank you, trying to thank you, man. Yeah, I still don't think it's gonna be as big. It has the potential to be a big stream, but I've done streams where the people who come on the show don't retweet it, right? But like, so it could be little because it's so dead out there, or if Yat retweets it, if Yahoo Finance retweets it, if like Cointelegraph retweets, it could be a pretty big stream, pretty big. So I don't know which way it's gonna go. But thank you guys. But yeah, Disney embracing this shit is awesome. So like that video, I respect the shit out of Disney for this, man. Like they're gonna allow AI like user fan created content on Disney Plus. So like something like that probably goes through an approval process. Maybe they got like tournaments, votes, whatever. But that video could show on Disney Plus, and then they could probably fund somebody like that in like a whole fan tab or something. Like the content's gonna get great. The content's gonna get great. Tyler might be on the show too. I gotta lock him into a time. He said yes. I think he said yes. I think he said he will try his best, something like that. I think he'll be there. Tyler's a good dude. I think Tyler's coming on. I am going to ask Murad still. I told you, I think yesterday I said OSF said yes, and then he realized he can't schedule-wise. So OSF is going to be on like in a couple weeks, just solo. But I want to lock in like one big name, like one like massive other name. And I got a spot held for Luca, who has not replied yet. But, you know, I hope I get a reply. He's out at Breakpoint. I want to lock in like a Luca or a Murad or a kind of... I asked Beanie. Oh, speaking of Beanie, we got to chat a little Beanie. I asked Beanie. Beanie said no. The way Beanie says no is he just doesn't reply. He didn't reply. But I know he looks like I know he looked and he just doesn't reply. That's his no. And he never will. I've asked him for years. So yeah, speaking of the Beanster, who I think is great. Oh, dude. You know what, Mando would be awesome? That would be cool. I've never had him on. Spencer would be cool too. Like Moonbird Spencer would be real cool. I got to ask those guys. Yeah. Yep. Hi. What's that? Ice? Oh, your fingernails. Cool. It's pretty cool. You'll say hi? Okay. Keith Grossman put out an interesting post, and I like half read it. And the parts I half read, I half agreed with. Like, let's read it. Let's read it. Today, meme coins make up less than 15% of daily volume on Solana dexes. And the popular hot take is that meme coin era is over. Keith says, actually, I should invite Keith. That take's lazy and wrong. I fuck with Keith. He replies back, so I could maybe get Keith on. Maybe. All right, let's keep going. It's wrong because it assumes meme coins were only ever about jokes, luck, or financial nihilism. They were not. Meme coins were the first large-scale experiment in turning attention into a permissionless, tradable asset. Absolutely right. I always said, like, we found a way to tokenize attention and financialize attention. And then you can direct it wherever you want in a way, but you've captured, like, the value of attention. So all we're seeing here, it's literally what's happening. Henry is coming on. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll drop a little, I'll show you the who's on. Dude, I love making graphics. I'm not good at it. I've gotten better and I'm not good at it. So I made a graphic for the announcement tomorrow, and it's not good. Like, I look at it, and I'm like, okay, it gets the job done, and now I wish I could have like a week to spend to make it awesome. But now I got to fit in Animoca. But yeah, Collins are coming on. Henry's coming on. It's going to be pretty fucking sweet. I think Say has not confirmed their time, so I probably bump them for now and put Animoca in. But I want to redo this. Again, it gets the job done, and now I'm like, okay, now I want to make it awesome. I want to shift the whole thing around, because now I can like say, okay, it needs to be completely different. It needs to be way simple. Like, simplify it, make it look cleaner. But that's a good idea. So I already built out. It's a good idea for a schedule. Oh, dude, I wanted to make it like a concert poster. So I made the initial announcement thing. And again, these all look, they get the job done. They don't look great. But like, I made an individual card for each person coming on. So we'll tweet out when each one goes live. And again, now I can see, now that that's done, to me, I'm like, okay, that should be first draft. I should move on to like now make it look fucking awesome. I'm not gonna have time. It's coming too soon. Like, those, especially with the people, looks bad, but also that's what gave me the idea of how I should redesign it. But not like that, like way better. But I like designing shit. I wish in another life I would have gone that path, because I'd like it. I get in flow state when I'm making that stuff. And I get like concepts. So I throw it all on there, and then I start thinking, well, how would it flow easier? How can you make it more simple? How do you make things pop? and stand out. And that ain't that what I just showed, but I see what I should do. Yes. Yeah, dude. Yep. That's actually it. It's got to all be like, well, you said it. Maybe that's it. Maybe I pull the font down. Especially on the main announcement, because there's so many people coming on. I think I spread all this out by making this smaller. It's definitely too much. Tell you what, Hoods, I'll send you some assets if you want to take a stab at something. But yeah, for me, I always go like this. It's just got to get the job done first, and then over time, got to learn to make it like great. Right now, I'm leaning too much on ChatGPT, where it's like, make this stuff huge. And so I make it huge, and then yeah, it's like fine, right? It's fine. And I didn't use a template for any of it. I just did it all kind of. I just put stuff there. It's like anything, like with writing. You put stuff there, you start feeling yourself. If you were looking for something, what would catch your attention, and where would you want to see something be? And like just did it very organically. There's definitely something that could be done with this, like just making, I like that point, smaller, and then these all need to be bigger, I think. But like again, it checks the box. I have a graphic to tweet out now, and that's all I needed, or that was the goal. So that's there. You guys want to know the craziest idea? I had like an aha moment when I was doing this, which is this is now my third marathon stream. My first one was 420, like 2 years ago. My second marathon stream was earlier this year, focused on virtual stuff, 12-hour streams, each of them. And then this is going to be my third one. Okay. I had this thing where everything came together. Solana breakpoints happening. Negative space is what will direct the eyes where you want it to go. Yeah, that's a great point. It's a great point. Every so often, I'll accidentally do one. And then I go and like reverse engineer. I'm like, why did that grab my eyes so much? And they're so simple. I realize less is way more. My best thumbnails I've done are the simplest. Even like the new thumbnails on the Crypto Slam channel are better. They're not great, but they're better because they're simple. I could probably stand to make that way better too. But yeah, this is so cluttered. Oh, the thought was, okay, Solana breakpoints happening. And then all of a sudden, light bulb, I'm like, dude, next year I should host an online conference it's what I'm doing Thursday, but it's branding it as like the online conference, the online whatever. It's the event. Ideally have a few hosts and have a few channels it's live streaming on, and do it over the course of a couple days and have big guests on and get people to sponsor it so we can pay producers to polish the thing up. But I'm like, I know people would tune into that because the ones I've done before, people tune into. Yeah. Yep. It's funny. It's an art. Like, obviously it's an art, but it's like an art. There's like a science and an art to creating stuff like this. How do you get people's attention and get them to look where you want them to look? And it's not just, there's not like a formula. In a way there is, I guess, but it's very much an art. Some people are very good at this stuff. And then you get people who are creative and they do new shit. They just do new, yeah. Again, in another life, if I knew I loved doing this, I might have gone to school for like graphic design or, you know what I mean? I just got to fuck with it all more, but also I might just like leave it alone at some point. I wanted these all to be bigger, because these are all like the stars of the show, But anyway, yeah, it gets the job done. So it's got to go out tomorrow. I still don't have much more time to put into it. Today's writing up the tweets, getting the stream set up and all that. Yeah, actually, I probably will pull that font down. It's so busy. It's like hits you over the head. It's too much. But I also then picture, okay, on Twitter, it does the one thing I wanted it to do. Actually, shit, these being bigger would do it. But I want people like at a quick glance scrolling through, see Crypto Slam year-end celebration, like live. That's what I wanted people to see first, to then click on it and then see the details of who's on. I should probably put like Animoca right below. Anyway, we'll play more. But yeah, that shit is so fun. Okay, back to Mr. Grossman. Let's see. I'm trying to think where I left. Oh, tokenizing attention. Yeah. It's yeah. Yeah. Ooh, hang on. Agree on, what do you guys mean by leading? Oh, I love that. I mean, that's my predictions are all 5 years off. It's because of the AI thing. I think it's the AI. I think it's the 5-year thing. It's a 5 to 10 year thing. That's my bet. That's why I got that crazy prediction in Ordinal's collection to a 1 Bitcoin floor. It just ties into that world with UBI, which I think we're kind of there in a way too. If we get stimmies next year, it's our 3rd stimmy in 6 years. Leading. What's kerning? Damn. Choina, do you do graphic design? I don't know what kerning is. I'll look it up after. And then character space, you mean like separating all the words, or like the space between letters? Choina, I might DM you after. The market exists for a simple reason. Blockchains made it trivial for anyone to create, authenticate, exchange digital value without permission. Once the door opened, it was inevitable that attention, the most valuable resource in the internet age, would be next. Yes, sir. We live in an attention-based society. What most people underestimate is how large the attention economy has become. Yes, sir. Yep, I believe that. Culture, memes, narratives, and identity move markets faster than balance sheets could ever. Okay. Memes broke, whatever, the like system. Yes. Yeah. Say this a lot ever since Zagabond said it. Tickers are the new hashtag. They democratized the financialization of attention. They turned social consensus into something liquid. They gave communities a way to express belief, momentum, and identity as a market. I like this a lot. Oh, shit, China. Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. 100%. Oh, get out, dude. Okay. All right, then I got to look up these terms. Letting, kerning, something like that. Okay. Okay. Oh, letting is the amount of space between lines. Kerning is the amount of space between letters. Got it. Okay, cool. Here, I'm just going to snapshot your guys' comments so I can go back and tweak. I'll show you. There was a somebody had a post today that I saw, and I'm like, it got me like thinking I got to redesign the whole thing again. I can't. Just there's not time. But oh fuck. Dude. guy followed me just today. He had a post that was great. Wait, can I see my likes? Yeah, I can. Okay, here it is. This. Saw this and I'm like, it needs to be closer to that. Way more space. Way simpler. And I actually did a little mock-up like that, but I just don't have the time to put it in. And I have so many people coming on. I was debating only putting the big guests on the thing, and then everybody else would just be tagged on the tweet, and also, but yeah, that way better. But yeah, I'm probably just going to be good with where it's at, even if it ain't good, but it checks the box. We'll see. Maybe I get a little more time. We'll see. China, I might have to DM you an updated version of it later, just for your thoughts. Hang on, let me get to his point here. Yes, meme coin volume's down. That's real, but the conclusion people draw is backwards. What's declining is not attention monetization, rather it's a specific exhausted implementation of it. He's talking about social media and talking about how it kind of died off and evolved. Meme coins entering the same phase. Volume falls, participants burn out, markets evolve. And here's the most important part. Attention markets never come back looking the same. Okay. Next version will not look like today's meme coins. May not be called a meme coin. It will reward sustained contribution, coordination. Maybe it's the InfoFi thing. I don't think so, but maybe that's, monetizing attention. Maybe it's like a matured version of InfoFi that's like tokenized and traded and whatever, maybe. Yeah, dude, for real. Should it be that way? Should the title be big and details small, or what's the best way to do that? We had a graphics person and she ain't on board anymore, which is a bummer. She was pretty good. It's funny though, when you see somebody who's good at design, you're like, damn, dude, that's a skill. Like I've learned with like editing stuff, like my buddy Anthony, who, if he's watching, what's up, Anthony? So, I love this guy, by the way. Like I've talked about him before. He's chopped up shorts for me and stuff, and phenomenal producer and editor. Like has worked for like Taylor Swift and ESPN and all kinds of stuff. Like he's awesome. And when I tried making a video, I messaged him like, dude, your skills are like insanity. Nowhere. Huh. Yeah, I'm not even familiar. Man, I don't know if I have a thought about this other than I agree. Like I never thought memes were going to be over. I still believe meme coins, like if we talk like total market cap, goes higher. Soulja Boy launched a token on Zora. Jesse buys it and shills it. And people oh, dude, it's funny. People talk about how like unplugged Jesse must be to like support a thing like that and act like it's a special thing. But I don't know if he really believes that. What I really think he believes is either he's just like towing the company line and doing the tokenize everything thing because it's what they need, or he really does believe it and he's probably like more realistic where like you buy these things and the price probably doesn't go up and they should be worth very little, but It's like just resetting our expectations. Tokenize everything, most of it worth basically nothing. Titles or hooks need to be big. Then once you have their attention, you direct them to the next most relevant details. Who, what, where, when. I totally get the spacing. It's all one big thing. It's all like a big cluster of everything at once. Oh, dude, that's right. Okay. Don't know enough about it to speak about it, but now that sounds familiar. I bet you Jesse's out of touch. Reason being is the people who are like working behind the scenes, like the builders guy, you know, those guys, they're really unplugged with. They're really unplugged. That's that metaverse token. I'm trying to remember what the name of that metaverse was. If that's the one, I think that's the one, right? Mana. What was that metaverse? Yeah. Dude, I love that stuff still. I still love metaverse, right? Like I still work with the crypto bats. We did Ozfest in Decentraland. That was one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. Loved it. One of the coolest things I ever got to work on. I love those things. I love them. I like crypto voxels. I liked Decentraland. I liked Sandbox, all that. And then I forget the one Mana was for. Was it crypto voxels? I don't think so. I think that's a different one. But yeah, I love that stuff. Like dude, that night was incredible. We had Ozfest and it was again so fucking cool getting to be a part of that. But Ozfest and then Bjork was cool as hell, dude. Bjork in Decentraland was wild. That was so cool. That was fucking phenomenal. The Aussie performance was very fucking cool too. All right, let's keep moving because I'm probably gonna wrap in like 15 minutes. Mana's Decentraland. Okay. There it is. Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna one of the Decentraland people still has my crypto bats, a couple of them. I had to like loan it to them as they were creating some assets and they never sent them back. And I want them back. You'll actually probably see me in some of these, like running around like an idiot. But this was super fucking cool and super fucking special. Oh, there's me. Yeah, there I am. Yep, I just ran around like an idiot for the entire weekend. Yeah, Megadeth did this pre-recorded video, but the other ones, like a lot of the other bands, actually had like models. They were actually, there in virtual form. None of it was live, which I was hoping they were going to be here live for some of this stuff. Wishful thinking. One of the bands recorded a live set for it. Actually, we did a contest. We had bands like submit to be part of this. So the first band that performed, or the second, it was actually like a live performance that they recorded. But this was cool as hell. So I got to work with the Decentraland team for it, and I totally forgot Mana was theirs. But it was awesome, dude. Again, it was in fucking incredible. They might have, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, remember the days of that? Remember when Sandbox lands were like 5 ETH, like 3 or 5 plus ETH floor, and it was crazy for a while. Dude, this is so cool. Definitely a few names in the audience I remember, like some old friends. See if I'm running around here too. I think I was up for the entire thing because it was at certain times during the day. There's Paper. Paper was interesting, dude. He was a friend, and then he turned into like it got weird, like shit talking stuff. It was weird, weird relationship with that guy. Nice guy. And then something weird happened. Don't even know. I think there was something like he would do stuff for the community because he wanted to, and at some point he did cool shit like help make some scavenger hunts and stuff, and community stuff. You usually just let the community do it, but he wanted to get paid for it. And I ended up paying him. I sent him ETH just out of my own pocket just to be nice as like a thank you. And then he would tell people he was doing all this stuff and never got paid, which you don't get paid for that if it's a community thing. But also I gave him money. Weird thing. But that is a prior fucking life at this point. Down to big chunk of land. Yeah, dude. I still think there's hope for other side, but I'm not crazy. I know. It's probably not going to work out, but I still think metaverse meta comes. I really do think the metaverse meta comes back years down the road. I think AR, VR is kind of essential for it to work, I think. I don't think there has been. Dude, I think it's dead. I'm pretty sure they're basically like they're not gone. They still do stuff. They just did another music festival, right? But I don't think there's been much development from any of these brands. There's no point. There's no, they're not getting any kind of return on their investment at all. Yeah. Sandbox was brutal. Like Kong's, actually, Henry was showing this to me a few weeks ago. He was showing me off one of the Sandbox like games or experiences they built, and it's mag-fucking-nificent. It's massive. They built it, and they spent hundreds of thousands, I believe, building the thing, at least 100,000. And then when they give it to Sandbox, they're like, oh, it's too big. It's like, we can't do that tall. And it's like they put in so much time and money and effort into the thing that then Sandbox couldn't handle, and boy, oh boy. I think I missed the first part of that. Oh, there it is. Here, a couple other points here. Regular Punk sold out yesterday, guys. I saw them on Magic Eden. They're not worth anything. I think they're under mint price, which I would expect. Regular Punks. Oh, well, they minted at 0.0069, I think, actually. So maybe they're not. Yeah, they're actually up a little. I don't remember how the game works, right? Again, there's some arena. I don't know if that means they battle and you die and you're out. I don't remember, but I didn't mint. I didn't even see if it made it to public. If anybody knows, I'm kind of curious. Not sure. Not sure if it made it. Oh, they made that. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I do believe Metaverse comes back. I really do believe it. And right, just looking better, more to do. Actually, I still think that maybe it feels more alive because it's populated by AI characters, agents. But I think Metaverse could really work well with AR. I think AR and VR. I think that's what opens it all up. So I think it just feels more real, and I think once it's easier to get plugged in and in the spot. As is, I just think people are not wanting to sit around their computer and socialize because we're not stuck at home anymore. You got 100 other things better to do. Made it to public with around 40% minted, and then insta minted out. Okay, cool shit, man. It's good to see. Okay, couple other quick things. Corey Van Loo, awesome artist, shitting on Super Rare. I've seen a lot of shit talking about Super Rare the past, actually year or two, which I'm surprised because Super Rare to me was always like quality, top tier, whatever. And I think they still are, but maybe not. basically saying somebody bid on a piece, one of his 1-1s, and low-ish offer. I don't know what it sold at. Oh, there we go. 0.3 ETH. Maybe his 1-1s go for like 3 ETH, right? But somebody made a bid. He didn't get a notification. If he would have saw it, he would have tweeted it out there so others can throw bids on the thing. And he missed it, didn't get to promote it, probably lost out on making some money on the thing. It's bummer. But when people are talking negative about super rare, and I go back to my GVCs, and it doesn't matter, but I'm like, that was one of the things that made GVCs like a little extra special, is having like the super rare collab partnership, whatever. And I'm like, if super rare ends up being a thing people dislike, that can kind of color GVC a little bit. So kind of watching that, kind of just staying on top of that a little. Not that it matters, but I'm watching. I also saw Christie's, who had just was it Christie's or Sotheby's that just shut down their like NFT marketplace thing? I feel like it was Christie's. It was Christie's. And CEO of Christie's saying they shouldn't accept stable coins, although said when it becomes more regulated, more stable currency, it's something we'll explore. Well, we know that's coming. We know that's coming maybe this month, next month. But it seems like Christie's ditching the crypto thing like entirely, which is not great. Also, they have a new CEO, so it seems to come at a time with the new CEO. So interesting. Okay, this one just caught my eye because it's fucking hilarious. That's it. Just fucking hilarious. Beanie changed his profile picture, and he's now playing a character, which I think is great. And I just had to show, look, I'm a delusional NFT bro, for sure. But I had to show that there's like another level of delusional NFT bro. And I'm trying to think what that person is. By the way, probably a nice person. Nothing they wrote is shitty. It's just way out of touch. Beanie changed his PFP, not rocking his Pudgy. I'm going to stop confusing everybody that thinks I'm bullish on NFTs just because I rock a Pudgy Penguin PFP. I got my Substack launching soon. Nice. My name is Michael Kim. Friends call me Beanie. Nice to meet y'all. We know Beanie's been doxxed. This is not really him. Actually, I was looking if there was a Grok logo down there. But anyway, I saw that. I dig it. Somebody replied to that with, I just think, the craziest reply. Who's the person that says this? In 2025, at the end of 2025, who still thinks like this, and who tries explaining it to Beanie like this? NFTs as a tech is still super bullish. Think DPIN apps, ticketing. There's many bullish new PFP NFT collections too. You should specifically look for communities that are actively becoming networking hubs and growing IPs. Please remember, NFTs are more than JPEGs. Very sweet. Very pure. Does he know who Beanie is? He can't. This has got to be a guy who's never seen Beanie before, right? And this also has to be a guy who is kind of new to NFTs, right? Or I do know people who came in last cycle who aren't full-time here, who are very like, think that what happened then is what NFTs still are now and what they will always be. I'm just trying to picture what I know who this kind of person is. Not new either. Who talks that way about NFTs now? And by the way, I'm not picking on the guy because, right, nothing he said is shitty or whatever. Nothing negative, but the take just caught me. There's nothing bullish about NFTs. We know Beanie understands very well what NFTs could be. But we can't keep playing the community game, even though I think there's something to the communities. I think there's value there. I don't know. I thought the take was funny. Don't you dare, Dead. Dead, are you? Hang on, Dead, you're half kidding. Are you all kidding or half kidding, or are you not kidding? Okay, there we go. Thank you. Now I know. My favorite thing is NFTs, the end. It is. I love them. And I know they'll come back. I know NFTs will be bigger than 21 and 22. I know it. Unless I'm wrong. maybe we end here, but David McCormick, who is on, well, hang on, what panel is he on? U.S. Senator, but he's on one of the like panels. Oh, he is on the Digital Asset Subcommittee, who ended November bought $150,000 worth of the Bitwise Bitcoin ETF. The people who are the closest to this, I like this post. Hunter Horsley, CEO of Bitwise. CEO, yeah. The people who are closest to this stuff are betting on this stuff. If you're looking for people to copy trade, I'm probably copy trading a guy like that. Like real talk. And I'm not buying, but I don't think this guy's dropping $150,000 on a thing. I would consider an RWA an NFT because I don't go NFT equals specific token standard, right? I think an NFT is a one unique, non-fungible blockchain artifact. You know what I mean? So I consider RWAs NFTs. I think it depends how they're tokenized. So like an RWA that's then fractionalized, or like it's like a meme coin. If you have like a meme coin, like a billion supply meme coin, and that's your slice of it, I don't count the meme coin as an NFT, but if the individual asset is tokenized, then that's NFT, right? I think that's probably a fair way to do it. Man, does that have any steam, Choina? Have you seen the cat proposal to soft fork Ordals runes up return out of Bitcoin? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Bitcoin's working as designed right now. That would suck if they do fork. Does it have? I don't think it's got enough support though, does it? But anyway, I'm sorry. I believe there's big things coming. It's, we know there's big stuff coming. So Clarity Act this month or next month. The retirement money coming. We've got Vanguard who's opened up to crypto. We've got, man, all these reports recently, banks offering crypto access on their investment platforms, right? Buy Bitcoin directly on the bank, app or something like that, right? Bring it all in house. I do think Bitcoin's undervalued here. I do. Yep. That's a good take, Dad. I think so. All right. There's still plenty more. I'm going to call it here, though, because it's time to get to work. Holy shit. That was fun, guys. That was really fucking fun. By the way, hang on. I got to get your screen name right. I don't know how to pronounce your name. But I don't think I've seen you here before. Have I? J Makasek? J Makasek? I don't think I've seen you here before. If not, it's good to meet you, man. I like your takes. I like your insight. So the current and previous NFT market was a proving ground. Dude, this is what I think about a lot of this stuff. Everything we've been doing is the beta. It's practice. It's us, the assets are out there. It's us fucking around and playing and thinking that that's like the end state of it. When to me, it's like, that's just the foundational level of it all. The real like use cases for this stuff hasn't happened yet. And I believe it's coming, Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Now we have the infrastructure and we got a really great foundation. We've got imagine coming to crypto now. Imagine coming to crypto for the first time now. What's here? What's here for you to even use, and what's here to help you? Right? It's crazy. Yeah. The foundation looks great. And the real stuff, I believe, starts next year. Thanks to, honestly, the Clarity Act, the market structure bill, is where we finally get to put this stuff to use. That's my belief. So could get real fun. All right. Make sure you subscribe to Inside NFTs over here on YouTube. You can follow me at HUDAH_idiot. Shows all week, right? Back live tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time over on the Crypto Slam account. It's Crypto Slam on YouTube. And then gearing up for the big Thursday show, 12-hour marathon show starts at 5 a.m. Eastern time, going to basically 5 p.m. And we may adjust it. It may go even further depending on who else says yes. Like Lucas says yes, I'm making it longer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Confusion, yes, but probably just for a couple minutes because I'm working all day but yeah, let's do it. I'm down for a few. So hell yeah. All right. If you want to keep going, jump in spaces with confusion, I'll be there for a few. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate it, man. Again, really, really fucking fun, guys. So thank you. And again, dude, great to meet you, man. I like this guy. Got to make sure it all works on some meme coin shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, fam. Was that like that before? Whatever. Have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye.